What's going on, YouTube? Lasagna here, back with another episode 2 of Road to 2000. You might notice that my rating went up by 10 points or so. It was found that one of my previous opponents, when I was setting this account up, was closed for cheating. So, shame on him, but we won't let that bring us down, and we're going to jump right into a new 10-minute game, and hopefully our opponent is playing fairly. So playing against Picagibo from the UK, I believe. And let's go e4. Wasted 14 seconds trying to pronounce that guy's name, and we get the Sicilian. So it's our first time facing that, and opponent plays d5 on the second move. I like to take in the center here, and then after queen takes, I like to bring my knight out to f3. Okay, so when the bishop comes out here, I like to get myself out of this pin just to, resolve that nice and early so our knight's freed up. And he goes knight to f6. Yeah, I think this is all pretty standard so far. I like to go knight out here, which you might find weird because conventional wisdom says that knights on the rim are dim. But, this knight can go to b5, it can go to c4, so it's actually decently well placed. It can also support maybe bishop c4, so okay, knight there. So he's kind of letting me get in here potentially. So if we go here, knight c4 actually looks pretty good too. Yeah, knight c4 looks attractive to me because maybe I can come back with the knight, hit the queen, hit the bishop. So, but this also looks good, but maybe he can just long castle there. And I don't see where we're going from there. So let's just play knight c4, trying to, well, first of all, the knight's just well placed here, centralized. But, there's nice squares we can hop to from here. And you immediately see that, the knight to a3, although it's not attractive to begin with, can be pretty promising later on. Okay, so queenside castles. I'm considering just kingside castles. I'm noticing he has quite a bit of firepower down this way. So, there's also this move that I mentioned earlier, which looks pretty nice here. I do want to get castled though, but, there's no time like the present to fork a queen and a bishop. So let's go for this, see what he does. And we're down to 7 minutes 51. So we gotta hurry up a little bit. Okay, so I could take, let's see, he's got 1-2 on this bishop. We got 1-2, so I think we're fine. Can we go here? It doesn't actually threaten to take because I would lose my rook. So maybe that's not what we'll do. Also considering this move, although I don't really like that my queen's lined up with the rook there. So, we could just continue with our plan of taking the knight here, or the bishop. There's also maybe d3. Just kind of getting ready to get the bishop out. Let's go ahead and take. I feel like my opponent's handled the opening pretty well here. I'm thinking just going d3. I actually don't love this. I'm noticing this is lined up though, so maybe we have this move. Ooh, that actually looks pretty good because then we hit the pawn with a potential fork here. So it does drop this pawn though. So maybe we just castle. Yeah, and something feels a little off about about my position. Okay, but now this move is looking dangerous for black. Here takes, we take the queen, takes, looks all right. So yeah, let's go here. It's kind of a flashy move, right? We're hanging the knight, but it's for a good purpose here. And yeah, we're looking at this fork, so how does he defend? Maybe there's actually nowhere he can move the queen and stay protecting the pawn because our knight covers this square, our bishop covers this square, so opponent might be in a little bit of trouble here. Okay, he goes there. Now just takes, looks very good. I could also consider taking here and compromising his pawns, but I think it's more straightforward just to take here with the fork. And wow, this rook wasn't here, then, you know, there'd be more problems, but okay. I mean, these rooks aren't going anywhere, so I could throw in something like bishop f3. That actually looks pretty decent. Maybe he threatens mate or something, though, combined with the bishop. So maybe we just take the rook. And we're down to 5 minutes, 7 seconds, so down a few minutes here. We are up in material, though. So, liking our odds, but we've got to survive this, and, you know, opponent's got some heavy pieces kind of aimed towards my king, and we're a bit behind in development here, so we've got to be very careful. Bishop f3 here. Could go g3 there, but then here, no, because I just take it. So bishop f3 actually looks interesting, but I really want to get this bishop out. So maybe we just throw in d3. Yeah, I think that looks good. Just prioritizing development here. We're already up a bit of material, so okay, he does threaten the checkmate. So I'm thinking just g3 here. And yeah, just g3. I'm expecting this. Yep, that's what we get. So could go maybe rook e1, or this move looks nice. Let's go. Yeah, let's go here. Just maybe trade off a pair of bishops, because after the queen moves, we can get a trade. And, you know, this pawn move's already showing that why it's good to prioritize development, because, yeah, otherwise we wouldn't have this resource. And it looks a little scary, but I feel like after we get a couple more trades, we should be able to consolidate and win the game. Because I feel like if he stays protecting the bishop, takes, and then maybe we could... No, we can't, because there's two defenders. Never mind. And notice that... Oh, he did make a move. Okay. I'll think about this first. So I'm thinking here... I'm noticing the queen doesn't have many squares, though. Like, where does he actually go after this move? Here. And does that just win a bishop? Yeah, let's go here. It looks like I'm winning more material here, I think. Just because, yeah, I don't think this queen can stay protecting the bishop. So always, you know, I had the trading plan in mind, but it's always good to just check for a better move. So let's just take the bishop now, and now we're up a lot of material, so now we just have to not get checkmated, and we should win the game. Which, you know, might be easier said than done here. I'm a little concerned about what's happening to my king side, but I mean, is there really a threat here though? Considering this move, oh, but it just drops the bishop, so no. I mean, maybe we go here, takes, here. That looks bad. Okay, we got 253 here. I mean, we could just go like rook e1 here. And I think like we're fine. Let's just go rook e1. I'm assuming, okay, he takes. Takes this way and I'm worried about this. Oh wait, we could take with the bishop maybe? Maybe that's somewhat clean. Just keeping everything defended over here. I'm a little scared, if you can't tell, but I think we're doing okay. I'd like to maybe get this to try to check, get a queen trade. A queen trade would just solve all our problems here, but yeah, because we're up 6 points of material. So that's the goal. Now, I don't really want to give up my light squared bishop. I feel like that would cause problems. Any threats here? Maybe he wants to... Not really sure. I'm gonna... Here, I think I can just take. So we're gonna go here. Here, takes, check. And we'll figure it out from there. Maybe I should just see if there's any checks to be worried about after I take. Like, whoa. I mean, there's this move, which looks pretty scary for him. Just lining everything up on this e-pawn with the king in the center. Looks pretty good. The bishops are starting to come alive here. So yeah, I still think we're doing very well. I just have to be careful of the clock. Okay, but now we get our favorite thing, a queen trade, and I think now we can rest easy. I think we're also winning a knight here, and a little sigh of relief there. Might get a resignation, but I mean, my opponent probably should play on because I only have a minute 45. But I feel pretty good about converting this one. So let's take the knight. And yeah, I mean, this is just going to be a matter of, you know, getting our second rook in the game. And probably just trading this knight for this bishop because we're up 10 points of material. If he lets us. Okay, he does go there. Let's just take a pawn, I guess. And yeah, this should be a pretty straightforward conversion. So pretty good game here. I like the Sicilian. It's what I play. And there's honestly... Okay, well, let's just trade. It took a while for me to learn it. Like, I found that there was kind of a lot of lines to know. A lot of people don't play like the main stuff, so you have to kind of know how to react in a lot of different situations. But okay, let's go here. Kind of wondering if there's some sort of checkmate that we can set up here, like maybe this move, because after takes, we take away this square, and then maybe there's a checkmate. But yeah, so it kind of took a while to learn all the lines. Okay, let's just trade rooks. Come after this pawn. And yeah, win the game. Let's go here. Okay, now just go like that. Just gotta make sure this isn't stalemate. Okay, he still has a move here, so let's go. Let's just take. I'm actually a little bit worried about allowing him to queen or something. Like I know I took with check, so I'd probably had a mate there, but let's just, you know, don't have to be too fancy here. He still has moves here, am I right? Wait, is that stalemate? That's stalemate, I think, so let's not do that. Let's go just check. I'm sure there's probably a faster mate here, but just don't stalemate. That's the most important thing. All right, let's go check. Oh, that's just checkmate. So GG there to my opponent. You know, we had enough time to get the conversion there. And yeah, let's see how we did. All right, so I played with an 88.6. My opponent played with a 79% accuracy. And let's go through some of this game. So, like I said, I played the Alapin or the C3 Sicilian here, where you push this pawn up. This is all just book moves, and there's lots of lines here, I think, but I like to just put my bishop out here, like I said, resolving this pin. And knight a3 is interesting. Like, I'm pretty sure you can play d4 as well earlier on, but I kind of like delaying d4 and, you know, trying to get tricky with the knight jumps here, because sometimes you can come to this square and like threaten a fork, and you know, maybe the queen has to come back to defend the fork, and then sometimes you can come to c4. Sometimes you can play bishop c4, hit the queen. So it's just kind of a flexible move and catches people off guard sometimes. So we went here, which apparently is a big mistake. I guess we were supposed to go d3 in this position. Why is this a big mistake? Okay, it says bishop takes f3. Yeah, I've seen this before. Yeah, because if I take, he takes, and I lose a piece. So I have to take with the g pawn, and then that's ugly. So yeah, I missed that. Yeah, you have to go d3 in this position to support knight c4, so that if takes, then you can take with the bishop, and this knight's defended by the pawn. So a little opening mishap there, but anyways, my opponent doesn't see it, and I get to go knight e3. Okay, taking's apparently wrong. Okay, it's calling this a miss, but the engine's only going from like plus 1.4 to plus 1, so maybe a bit of an exaggeration by Mr. Stockfish, but it's saying queen d7 is best. Oh, sorry, that's black's move. So it's saying just castles. Interesting. We didn't do that. We took the bishop and we castled. He played here. Yeah, and I thought this was a nice little trick here. Obviously, he can't take the knight because we take the queen. And he doesn't have enough material here to justify that. So it's just a nice kind of like double attack if you really think about it. He plays the bishop out and we take the rook. I somewhat considered other moves like this in-betweener, which I thinks is okay, but I saw this, and you know, we have g3, but I just thought, you know, let's just keep it simple and take the rook, and then d3 here, just trying to get our pieces out, of course. He goes here, and we have g3, stopping the checkmate. He goes h5, which makes a lot of sense. He's just trying to crack open my king and make use of his battery here. But we're quick to intercept it with this move. And then this is a nice little tactic as well. Just noticing that this bishop is only protected by the queen, which is looking a little awkward in the center. So it just gets hit with bishop f3. And this loses the bishop. And at this point, I was still a little nervous here, just because black still has stuff. Maybe not enough stuff, but he's got stuff. So I was a little nervous here, but yeah, coming back with the bishop to take was good. And he came in here, just developing the queen. And then, yeah, I thought this was a mistake because it allowed this move, and now we have 3 attackers on this pawn. He's got to move the queen, which allows a queen trade, and then this was just routine from here. Don't think there's much else here. And the mate I was talking about, like, let's just say black does nothing. I was kind of wondering about this move. Because, like, takes, and, like, all these squares are covered. So maybe there's a checkmate here. Engine's calling all these moves misses, but that was kind of the idea I was talking about during the game, just in case anybody was curious. And yeah, at this point, just make another girl and end the game. So yeah, that was a nice game in the Alpen. I'm sure we'll get more of these positions, and I'll show you guys what to do if they play more offbeat stuff, like a lot of people play knight c6 here, which in my opinion isn't a very good move. So we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But yeah, we have crossed the 1500 threshold, border, whatever you want to call it, mark even. And yeah, thanks you all for watching. Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe, and have yourselves a lovely day.